Hey girlfriends, welcome to my video. I am Mickey B. Have we met? If not, it is nice to meet you. I am here today on Sunday, week 13 of my rehabilitation series where we condition, moisturize, and train our hair for goodness. We'll get used to being treated properly. Today I'm gonna henna, and this video's probably not gonna go up on Sunday as it's supposed to, but because I definitely didn't want to do this today, but I'm forcing myself to do it. And I'm going to try something that I may regret, but I'm going to try to express this whole method. But I'm using this old school cold cream that I have and have had since, I don't know if you guys are in LA, but it says Save On. That used to be CVS drugs. But I bought this a long time ago because I used to use the cold cream around my edges on my skin so it doesn't pick up the dye. So I figured I'll go ahead and do that today since I have this sitting there. I may as well use it so I can, I hate just throwing stuff away and not using it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it around my forehead so that I can prevent dye, the henna dye, from going on my skin, which it normally doesn't anyways. I don't normally have that problem, but like I said, since I have this here, I'll go ahead and use it, and I'll put some in the back on my neck as well. And I'm just wearing not an old t-shirt, but I have tons of black t-shirts. Literally, I have so many for this reason, because when I have to dye my hair, I don't want to mess up shirts that are light colored, and so for that reason, every time, and I get them mostly from the Dollar Tree, so every time the Dollar Tree has some black t-shirts there, I buy them. So if you see me in black a lot, that's why. That's pretty much my do your hair uniform, is a black t-shirt, and it's perfect for black henna because you won't even know if I got any on there. So that's why I don't have a towel or anything additional, because it's not a big deal in this regard. Alright, so I've got the cold cream around my edges. Well, yeah, around my edges and around my whole head, on my ears. Let me put some on this ear, because I do know that henna does splash on my ears a lot. So we'll just put the little scrap extra stuff all over my ears and behind. Trying to keep it off the hair, but just on the skin. Alright, so there I go with that. Put that away. So I am trying to do the henna every 4 weeks, I believe is what I want to do. I've already mixed it up to save some time. And it's a pretty thick consistency, and the reason I say I may regret this, I'm going to try. Normally I do it with my brush. I was really feeling like I didn't want to do that, but let me see. What I was thinking of is I just want to scoop some in my hand, just blop it in there, and then just separate my hair and then just pull it not only on the scalp but all the way down. That's what I was thinking. And I know that can get kind of messy, but I feel like it would be a little quicker than just doing this whole part thing. But you know what? I may regret that. Alright, let me see. As you can see, I just don't want to go through this whole dip, you know, that whole thing. But maybe, especially since I didn't, dang it, I forgot to show you the spot first. We have enough footage of it, I guess. But that's what I wanted to do, because I really thought I saw some good progress the last time I looked at it. But see, this cold cream gives me a border to kind of be a little bit loose around here. And you see my skin is definitely protected, so I don't have to be as precise now. So if it gets on my ear or on my skin anywhere outside of what I'm doing, as far as my skin is concerned, I don't have to worry about it really staining my skin and waiting for that stain to wear off. So let's just go around the edges first. I still feel like I want to just start splashing it on there, so I might, but I definitely want to give the edges some specialized attention first, if I can. And after I put this on, I'm gonna go outside and walk the dog and let it dry. I'm gonna let this sit for a couple of hours. It's about 3:30 on Sunday, so I am getting a late start with this as well. So that's another reason why I wanted to kind of rush it on my hair. But you know what they say, haste makes waste, and I don't want to put myself in the position for that to be true, because I got my camera over here and I did not drape the floor with anything, which I don't normally do that anyways, but I'm saying if I were to try and do that express method and just scoop it in my hands, that might cause more messy problems than I may have bargained for. So I guess we're gonna try to roll with this more civilized approach. I think I can get it on there pretty quickly enough. I'm just really trying to focus on the front first pretty good. Front and the sections that you can see at first glance. Now, I'm not going to record this whole session. I look like, you know how they had the wigs back in the old days, like how George Franklin wore them, but this looks like that, but a black version. Because they did it with white hair, those wigs. I look like Mickey Franklin right now. Okay, so there's that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this camera off and just get down and dirty and get this section off pretty thoroughly, because every time I try to do stuff on camera, I start talking, I mess up, I forget. You guys know how I am, but I just wanted you to see the beginning of my process. I'll come back when my henna is done, and then we will jump into our regular Sunday session where I put on the products and then do a deep condition. So I'll see you as soon as this is all applied, dyed, and rinsed out and ready to go to step 2. So I'll see you soon. Okay, you guys, I took the plunge and I'm just scooping my hand in there like this and getting it on a few fingers, cupping it and just rubbing it in, and I'm almost finished with this side already. So yeah, and nothing's dripped. I'm going slow. So I figured I'd bring you back for a minute so you can see I'm basically doing the same thing that I do when I actually, do the product. I just put it on my hand, and it's thick enough to where I can do it and nothing's dripping or sliding all over the place, and I can really smooth it in. Look at that. So yeah, it wasn't a bad idea after all. And I can be way more precise this way, and I can feel it. I can feel that. You see that? I know I'm getting it in there. So yay. So once I finish doing this, I'm going to take, because I feel like I'm going to have a lot left over. Not a lot, but definitely I'm going to have some left over. And from that leftover, since my hands are already going to be messy now, I'm just going to take the leftover and slide it all the way down the hair this time. So not just my scalp will benefit from this, from the conditioning from the henna, but my whole head will also benefit from it. So look, there's side 1 done already, and I just focus on the scalp. There's nothing dripping or anything. So I'm going to go ahead to the second side, and I'm going to be very careful with how I'm sectioning it, because I don't want to cause it to be get too tangled where I have to do a lot of detangling. There we go. I keep it cuffed. And I'm just rubbing it in there, up and down. Let me see you up and down. Isn't that a song or something? Probably an inappropriate one. I shouldn't even be trying to sing in relation to doing hennaing my hair. But yeah, this is a lot easier than I thought. As long as you take it slow. The mix is a good paste. It's thick enough for me to really get away with doing this and being successful in it not being so messy. So yeah, this is cool. This is cool. This is good to know for future reference when I do this. I can be even quicker because I was really dreading, like, I don't feel like doing this today. And see, I already got good coverage right here on the side, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some more in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But this allows me to, when I put it on the scalp, I know I'm getting those roots because I can feel it with my hand. So that's actually a benefit of this. I can rub it up and down. Won't reference the song again. And yeah, this is great. See, sometimes you just got to try things differently. But the biggest thing about this whole process is you still have to be patient with it. You can't rush through it. And that's generally what I end up wanting to do, is rush through it and hurry up and finish it, since I don't want to do it in the first place. But this, I'm taking my time and is allowing me to get the job done quickly like I wanted. Now the last time it was up in these areas on either side that I had missed a couple of spots, but this time I'm hoping to get absolute full coverage on those areas today. See that? Now the only difference is, I don't know by doing this, is the amount. I'm trying to dip my fingers in there really good and get roughly the same amount that I would get if I was using a brush and dipping it in there. And I feel like it is, because I don't think you need that much, because it's going to sit and the dye is going to release. And if I'm getting more sections this time and smaller sections from when I did it before, then I'm hoping that should take care of it and give me really good coverage and really good results. Because we already know they're not going to last anyways. So I would turn off the camera now, but my hands are a little messy. So you can just making sure nothing's splattering on the wall. Even though I didn't feel anything splatter, but I was pretty close to the wall, so I'm like, let me just be careful, don't get excited. You know, when you start getting to the end of something, you start getting excited and moving a little differently and speeding things up. I definitely don't want to do that. And I have, you know, henna on my gloves, you know, from the buildup of doing it for the whole head. Okay, so now I'm down and dirty. I got both hands on here, and I can really massage it into the hair. Let me turn around so you can see what it looks like, or what it is looking like. Alright, so now, as I said before, I do have some left. Oh, when did this happen? Do you see how easily that rubs off because of the cold cream? Alright, so what I said I was going to do before is I have some henna left. Let me just get this off this brush, what little is on here, and start sliding it all the way down my hair. So now I can just really give my whole head a good condition. And I haven't done this in a long time. It's always just been at the roots because it's a lot quicker. But now I'm going to go ahead, and since I have a little extra that I made, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to dip my fingers in, but this time I'm going to start at the ends. way up my hair strands. And I'm going slow because I need this to absorb as much as possible as I slide up so it doesn't drip. And I'm going slow also because I don't want it to splash, splatter, or fly around. Because even though this is a paste, it's still liquidy and it's still sitting on top of my head until it absorbs, which, as we know, it needs a little time to do that. So going slow, being very, very patient with it is important right now. I feel like I'm in the forest hunting rabbit or something. Like Elmer Fudd used to say, be very, very careful. So I'm being very, very careful and going very, very slow. Okay, I'm tripping right now, but I'm really concentrating. So, but you guys are along for the process now because I can't touch my camera with these henna hands. That one almost went south because it was like an awkward underneath position. And I still have plenty left to do the other side, so that's why I'm, like I said, trying to take my time and give my hair the attention that it needs. And I know, like I said, I used to, when I first started hennaing, I used to do this whole process all the way down, and my goodness, I hated it. I really did. I mean, I liked that it was natural and all that, but I hated the big messy part of it. And like, why did it have to be so messy? So it's been years of me perfecting my henna technique to where it's not so messy and it's not so much. And today, I'm getting a full benefit henna with not so much in my head. It's not going to be super weighted down like in the past when you did do a whole head henna. They just plop so much on it. I just really want to give a nice light condition, especially if I'm going to be doing this every 4 weeks or so, depending on when I have time. I think actually, has it been 4 weeks? Just 4 weeks? I think it's been 4 weeks. This is, I think, the 5th week. So technically, maybe last week would have been week 4. Alright, so I think that's good enough on this side. You just do a little bit in the back. I don't feel like I got the back on this. Back hairs. And I'm also going slow too because I want to, again, not smush it around too much and my hair get really, well, I have to do a whole lot of detangling when it's time to take it out. So you see the difference? You can see how this hair is a little darker. You see the difference in color? This one's like a dingy brown. So now let's go ahead and get this side up to speed with the other side. Okay, I can deal with this. Now, if I hadn't done the whole head like I'm doing now, keep in mind I would have been finished already just doing the root part. So I'll still have days where I'll just do the roots again. But because I actually made more than I needed today, which is why I said I would go ahead and do this. So I knew in advance, I'm like, this is way too much. But since I haven't done a whole head henna before, then I'll go ahead and do that today with the excess. So this works out just perfectly. And my ends really have not had any henna on them in years. Making sure there's nothing that's gonna drip and get on anything. Other than my shirt, I don't care about the shirt. I'll Got a little face action right there. But that's cool. I didn't know I needed to put cold cream all the way on my cheeks. That's the other reason doing the whole head is super messy, because of this reason. If you lift your hair up when you go down the full length of your hair, whatever that touches is getting dirty. So in retrospect, I probably could have used a towel to protect my neck area, but I can just as easily wipe it off as well. Speaking of which, there it is. But this is still going way faster than I ever thought a whole head henna would go. And it's also giving me the opportunity to go back over it and see if in fact I did miss anything on my scalp, which so far is looking like I got pretty good coverage on my scalp like I thought. So that's good too. It's giving me a second chance to make a good impression, as they say. Here's the last piece that's going to get individually smushed down. Now let's take this whole side and do some more smushing. I see some little splatters on my arm. I see a little splatter on the wall. Just one. I better wipe that up right now. Alright, so we're still good, we're still good. Now I just have a little left at the bottom of this bowl that I'm just going to smush in the hair so that I don't want to pour it down the sink or anything. So I may as well just use it in my hair. It's actually pretty good little amount. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and braid my hair up and then just smush it down the braids as well. And then put my shower cap on and go walk lacy and let this color and condition while I'm gone. And I think just for the sake of this, I'm just going to do 2 twists. Quicker and easier. Yeah, I definitely can tell this one I'm going to get good coverage for sure. That part I'm not worried about today. It did get a hair, just a hair messy, but nothing like in the past, especially for not having pre-prepped anything other than some gloves. And you gotta admit, I wasn't too bad at all. But next time, if I do this route, even though it's a quicker, more express route, I will do a little bit more prepping. Trial and error. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we are successful the next time. More successful or have better success. But this is definitely by no means unsuccessful. I'm very pleased with the fact that all I gotta do now is wait and rinse this stuff out. Making sure I've got a good smooth over all these strands before I braid it up. Because it's already had a time to also soak in a little bit to the hair, so it's not real juicy and stuff flying around again. I don't want any more drips. So it's nice and absorbed into the hair, to the hair. And again, I'm being very careful not to get this all tangled up. So when I rinse it, I just want to untwist one side and just let the water flow down and just rinse one side at a time and detangle while that is in process or happening. Okay, I'm going all the way down to the end so that it stays, because it seems like the henna helps keep it together. Keeps it from unraveling. So there they go. Look at how skinny the ends are. So I feel like my hair definitely, you see how thin these are down here? I look forward to where it's like thick like this all the way down here. So this part will be thick like this. And when I get this thickness all the way down to where it is now, then I'm gonna cut the bottom part, because obviously that's when I came into this, that's the damaged hair. So now we're just gonna take the rest of this extra and smash it on to the hair. And then I'm going to wrap these ponytails up. I'm gonna smash some more into the ponytails, but when I get them on top of my head, like this. That way it doesn't drip all over the floor or anything. It's almost like gluing it onto my scalp. Make sure I get up under here good. Sorry, I wish I could have turned the camera off so you don't have to sit here and watch all this. Which I totally don't expect you to sit here and watch all this. You can turn this off, because I'm going to do a separate video for the Sunday session. The regular Sunday session. This is just in case you want to stick around, since I can't do anything right now in the way of turning off my camera without getting henna everywhere, and I definitely don't want that to happen. So hold that one there while I treat this side. And by the way, I found a memory card that had a little bit more memory on it than the first one, so I should be good on time, which is also why I'm able to continue to let this run and you're still here, because I'm pretty sure that other one probably would have ran out by now. But the new ones that I bought, still I can't get them to work. This is just one that I had to take out from another camera that luckily I had. So now I'm just going to go ahead and finagle these. I can put my shower cap on, but I just want to do something to make sure these don't come out. They stay up here. Okay. So I still have just a little left, but I'm going to go ahead. I can show you now. That's how much I have left. So let me just see. You know, I hate wasting stuff. Just put it on top so it can keep the little pieces glued together. Then I can get to walking, because you know it gets early. It gets dark early. By 5 o'clock, we need flashlights out there, so I want to get out and back while it's still daylight. Well, shoot, I walk for about an hour, and then when I come back, I just have another hour to sit before I can rinse this off, and then I can work on some other things for that hour, and then prepare to record the other part of this video. And what I do when I put the shower cap on while I have henna on my head, I just put enough shower caps on, number one, to make sure that I'm not going to be making a mess out there, and nothing's going to be getting all drippy and saturated with what I put on my head. So I will, I'm pretty dirty now, so I will, where's that little tissue? Initial relief so I can touch a little something. That's what I like about henna too, how easy, look at how easily it's wiping off, because it dries and then it just becomes like a dry little crust. So you can really wipe it off pretty good in order to get access to your hands enough to where you're just not getting henna everywhere. So that works wonderful. Now be able to pick up a shower cap and put it on my head. Okay, so that's good, and then it's pretty dry. So there, it's not wet and messy. So then I take these shower caps. I'm gonna do half and half, because these are my little cheap Dollar Tree ones that I save for these treatments. And I'm going to give it a couple of hours, come back, rinse it off, and then I'll be ready to complete my normal Sunday routine. This is 4 right now. And then I take my little knit cap, put it on top of this, because the weather temperatures are cooler. And then I go ahead and walk the dog, and no one is the wiser. Now if this little stuff shows, I don't really care. And of course, I wear my black knit cap. I don't like to wipe this off too much, because I want to make sure that it's on the hair that needs to be absorbed. So if that little bit shows, I mean, I'm walking the dog, so. Oh, now this neck part though, that's another story. We can't have all of this. And I can also turn the camera off now, so you guys don't have to hear me talking about nothing. So I'm gonna do that. And I'll see you when this is all done, if you're still here. Bye-bye.